Alright, greetings. Where last we left off, I had finally taken out the Polynesians, leaving just myself and the Romans as my only opponent. Now, of course, as you can see, I'm zoomed out all the way, and there's no way I can get all of the Roman Empire in one shot. And if we look briefly to the demographics section, you can see just how severely they outclass me. If you want to do the math for those comparisons, you know, you're welcome to pause it. But it's pretty crazy how far behind I am from them in terms of all these ratings. But so far, we're moving at a decent clip. So let's get back to moving units and making things happen. Destroy that. Little barbarian. Alright. So I'm going to reconsolidate my forces. I need to not only reconsolidate them, but divide them up. I think in previous videos I discussed my little, shall we say, maneuver elements doctrine, where I like to divide up the units I have into groups that fight as a group. And so I'm just going to fortify him so I'm not worried about it. Just fortify all those XCOM squads. I'll do the dividing up shortly. Establish trade route. We want to feed... I've discussed Nimrod in the past, haven't I? We want to just feed Nimrod as aggressively as we can. Oh, that's loud. Because every person in the city that we've got is more resources to exploit, and every resource that can be exploited is more production, yada yada yada. Fucking yakking. Alright, city needs production. Decided. Okay. Where is your building status? Let's get you with a military academy. Duckwater has pretty decent production. Okay. We'll just tick over the turn. So, in discussing the actual... Well, first we'll just discuss where my moves are from here, and then I'll discuss my thinking in terms of waging war on the Romans. So, my thinking here is I need to, just as I need to be feeding certain cities with more resources, I need to be pumping out settlers to occupy more space on the map. One, that'll give me a better score rating, because the AI, as far as I'm aware, it's not AI. As far as I'm aware, the computer player programming is very attentive to those demographic scores. And if I can improve what my state is in terms of those demographic scores, River splits it that way, okay. If I can improve my position with those demographic scores, that will be, frankly, vital. So let's do this. I gotta decide where to assemble, my units for all of that. That guy has 2 strikes. He's got just the 1. Okay, so you've got 2 strikes and improved range. You've got 2 strikes. You've got 2 strikes. Alright. So I'll keep the best of the artillery together and bring the lesser artillery together and just have them ready. So let's gather... Well, first and foremost, I'll just keep them together. And I can move them as units later. Infantry, let's just occupy a city. That'll improve outputs just a little bit. Cargo ship. No, cargo road. No, cargo ship. At this point, Nimrod is being fed pretty well. I'm just going to get it production at this point. What do you want? Okay, you have already improved that. Go over there. Great general. Well, we already have 1 great general, so you, with those guys, you can move there. Tank. Do you have discipline? Morale. You do not have morale. So, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade him, but I'm not going to bring him into... I'm not going to bring this modern armor into the rest of the maneuver army, because I want to get guys on the field that have as many bonuses as we can. The XCOM squads are one thing, but for an expeditionary force, I want the top. Yeah, I'll think about that. I might move him into... I might take him with me into the invasion. And then... Yeah, we'll just move from there. Okay, you... Washaki... Let's see. You have just about everything I'm going to want anyway. That factory. How much coal do I have? 17. I should really be leveraging that. So... Ooh, why am I making so little money? Ew. Ew. Jesus. So much on unit maintenance. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is why I have a stockpile. Have deep coffers so that you do not get overwhelmed. I'll just leave it as it is. Tick over the turn. So let's see. What have we discussed so far? So expansion and occupying territory. Cranking out settlers to the best of my ability. Did I not? Oh, I did hit next turn. We're processing for Rome. Got a pretty decent number of workers doing their thing. Ooh. And so now let's talk about we'll talk about my thinking for how to wage this war. So for one, a lot of the most illiterate people, I think he has the whole tech tree. I don't.
Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby you can be the director of the opponent's fate.
Stealth bombers, lovely. They will take a bit more of a forefront role in operations going forward. So let's see. A lot of the cities that are going to be okay, so let's think about Rome in these terms. They've got their mainland continent, and then there are countless cities on tiny islands. All of those island cities present basically a palisade against me. I could just dip around them, but they're going to always be strong points from which the enemy is going to challenge me. So as I'm thinking about it, I'm going to basically wage a multi-phase war consisting first of taking all of those islands, or enough of those islands. And then, that would predominantly be a naval war, I believe. And then, once I've basically peeled the onion, get at the mainland and just start hacking and slashing my way, as things normally would be. Let's see. Let's post up these fellas. Post them up here. You can move. That's only about as far as you can move. Nice. Two. Skip turn with him. Let's see. Archaeologists. So there's one, there's another. Just get out there, get after it. Modern armor. Oh, I can upgrade him to a GDR. That's fun. I'm not going to do that because the uranium is a very finite resource. Let's just run him way over here and post up in that city. XCOM squad. You have morale. We're going to process XCOM squads later. Infantry. You've got a broadcast tower. That's cute. Okay. Gonna be completely honest with this one. I am just going to take this one over to money production. Poznan here is just kind of, yeah. Let's see. Next city, Assur. You've got all those lovely things. Let's get on. Let's get on that opera house. Assur. Money. Got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. So, if I'm so worried about getting, like, the morale promotion, which only comes from the heroic epic, why am I bothering with other cities developing things like military academies and such? The reason why is, so for coastal cities, I need a big fleet. I need a lot more ships at my disposal, and I need to make things happen with that. But for the rest of my military, or rather for land, sure, I'm going to have my expeditionary forces that I make sure to have all of those bonuses and so on and so forth. But I also want to have a lot of units available in reserve in garrison settings. So, one sec. Just set that mobile tactics up. Mobile tactics is on the go now. So, before we take over the turn... Okay, oligarchy. Garrison units cost no maintenance, and cities with garrison with a garrison gain 50% ranged combat strength. The key thing here is cost no maintenance. Another thing that's notable is military haste. Each city with a garrison will increases local city happiness by 1 and culture by 2. So I don't know if that 2 culture actually feeds into things like culture is increased by 33% in all cities, yada yada yada. But this will allow me to have all of my cities with a garrison, and it can be a cheap garrison. It can be just mechanized infantry. And none of them will cost me maintenance. However, they will still count to that soldier rating in the demographics chart. Now, why am I so worried about that? Because from my understanding, the computer players, they look at that demographics chart. That's what helps them. That's what, drives a lot of decision making. Let's just let that tick over. Oh, helicopter gunship. Yeah, just sit there, have fun. A lot of decision making is happening in the background because of that score. The Romans look at that and decide, are we in a position to be able to fight and win? If I have about the same number of troops as him, which I don't, he's going to be really reluctant to declare a war on me. If I have more, he will absolutely not want to declare a war on me. It's all a matter of power projection. Oh, boy. My sinuses are stopped up. It always seems like they are. Oh, this little city. That little city in the middle of nowhere. What have you got? 5 coal. Jump over here. Just get out of the way. turn. Alright, cool. The city, let's do... aqueduct. Just go through and select a bunch of things. May not be the smartest move, but... processing turn for Rome. There is a destroyer way over there. Not remotely helpful. You know what? We'll just, yeah, you guys can just sit there. That's fine. Just be automated. Go do your thing. Archaeologist. It's a lot of XCOM squads. Let's see. Oh, lovely. You have a stock exchange now. Bunch of stadiums. Assign delegates. Enact world. Let's just... go all in. Commit the delegates. Another benefit is with the... I think I've discussed it before, but with the World Congress, now that it's just me and the Romans, notice I've got six delegates. He has 4. So, good luck getting anything done. And I can just sit and waste those votes you know, repealing and embargoing different things that mean nothing to me. And every time he offers something that will not benefit me, I can just shoot it down. Made good progress. Alright. No units have any taskings for me at this time, so let's see. You have finished your military academy. Excellent. Let's give me a factory in the city then. Excuse me. Jeez. $10 aluminum. And then I believe with recycling centers, maximum 5? I'll have to ponder that. I will have to ponder it. Click to propose. No trade routes. Can I I can only embargo Rome. I thought it would be funny to embargo myself. Ban luxury. I don't want to do World's Fair, International Games, or International Space Station. Excuse me. Following that ideology, gain 2 additional delegates. And is that a... one world ideology at a time. I'm actually going to just offer order because that would be easy, and whatever he's going to go for that, whatever he pushes, if it's not to my liking, I can just shoot it down. And it's not like he gains an edge over me for that. Alright. Next turn, let's divide up the XCOM squads. We'll start by dividing them up according to who has and doesn't have the morale promotion. We have a giant death robot. I'm gonna go ahead and name it. Let's think of a good name for a mech. You know what? If you survive combat, you'll get named. Look at it. There we go. choose production. There's my phone and everything going off. Oh boy. Let's do... Let's just do a settler. That might be a waste, but there will always be another turn. Museums, stadium. Okay. When will you tick over? 5 turns. Jesus. I was hoping to do more than one recording session in a day, but I've got a headache coming on. But this one, I believe this video should actually be the last one for 2025. I hope everybody is excited for 2026. For me, I'm pretty certain it's just going to be same shit, different toilet. Hardly even a different toilet. We'll see if my luck turns around this coming year. Where should I send you? I think I'll send you... there. That'll be fine. No, I should have sent him there. I'm thinking of preparing a flight of stealth bombers, because where are the rocket artillery? So they've got a maximum range strength of 60 versus a range strength of 85. That's a pretty big difference. I'm not going to disband any of my old ones, but I'm also not going to pass up this opportunity. Yeah, let's do that. I should stop putzing about that. Yeah, give me a workshop. Slightly better production outputs and stuff. Alright. First and foremost, let's go through, wake all the XCOM units. That way I don't get kicked in the next turn by mistake. Okay. So you do have morale. And 3 promotions. That's lovely. I will send you here. Divide them up. You do have morale. Once more, 3 promotions. Nice. You have morale and 2 promotions. I'm actually going to divide them like that. You have discipline. No movement cost to pillage. Now, I don't pillage very often, so that's interesting. But we'll just park you over here. Once more, you do not have morale. No movement cost to pillage. No morale promotion. Interesting. You do have morale. You also have morale. You do not have morale. Neither does this one. And neither does this one. Okay. So we have 5 that have it, 5 or 6 that don't. It's not bad, actually. I think I like to prepare in other playthroughs. I've enjoyed preparing my maneuver groups in groups of 4 maneuver guys, and then 3 or more artillery. But, because I've got this set up, I might just split them into 2. Whatever the case, these guys aren't going to be very useful, because like I had talked about, the first set of conflict is really going to happen on those islands. It's going to be an island hopping campaign, and that's going to happen with my naval forces.
All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved.
Very good. 7. Oh, I should have canceled this one. No big deal. Just move them over there. I might keep... Actually, now that I think about it, I might keep the XCOM squads that don't have morale, I might keep them in my own territory to help respond to emergencies. And they're in the perfect position to do it because this fucker, for example, I can jump him all the way to the southern tip of the continent, or all the way to one of these islands. It's the furthest way. It's furthest. Yeah, I can jump him there. I can't jump him there, but that's pretty bloody far. So I think I'll just split this group up so I have a couple fast responders in each corner of the Empire. That'll give me some flexibility in the event of emergencies. Change production. Okay. For one, Warsaw. Tell you what, let's just do this. Settler. What are you? You're just carrying a bunch of bombers. Gorzo Wielkopolski. Did I click on a caravanserai? Add to the queue. It's not what I meant to do. Whatever. You can just wait a turn. Oh, I have more artillery. Alright, this guy's got 2 strikes available for him. Should I actually do 3 groups? Well, in the meantime, let's just move him over here. Let's, yeah, let's send you there. Oh, choose archaeology. Oh, lovely. It's too far away from any city to be very useful as an improvement, as a landmark. So let's just go with that. Let's see. Boop. Caravan, what were you doing? Previous road. Krakow gets... Okay, no, we're not doing that. Trying to scout around and see if I can figure out... Try to, you know, get a peek at what the Romans are up to. Because if they're trying to sneak up on me and attack me, that's going to be a problem. I don't think they are, actually. I could be wrong. Famous last words. Alright, you got a factory and everything going. Excellent. I'm going to just... We need to do something about this gold. Next turn? No, 2 turns. Purchasing golden cities, happiness. That would be helpful. Navy. Fleets. Just trying to decide what I want to do going forward. Outdone Graz. Enact International Space Station. Yeah, no, I'm not voting for that. Oh boy. Wait for the turn to tick over. You know what? We're gonna just snag that so that we can just get it over with. one turn. Museum. Nice. Broadcast tower. Actually, no. Let's do more settlers. Keep the settlers rolling. This city has... Yeah. Let's do... Let's just do an opera house for good measure. This one has good stuff. Let's get a missile cruiser going. I want a missile cruiser to escort a settler up to these islands. See if we can occupy the islands first. Oh. See, get a broadcast tower. Jeez. This one and the next few recordings, episodes, whatever you want to call them, I think are going to be a little on the boring side. It's one of those hurry up and wait type situations. We hurry up, we get a whole bunch of things done simultaneously, and then everything slows down. Okay, so this stealth bomber does not have morale. I didn't know that, so I'm not going to mess with it. Siege, additional range, air ambush, air targeting. I'm just going to continue to use these I'm just going to set these stealth bombers up for use against cities. Choose production, logs. Choose production. thanks for that one. Adopt policy, tradition, which, yeah, it's not going to be much to start with. 15 turns. Oh boy. All right. We have reached the hour mark, so let's take over the turn. Hopefully we don't have war declared on us. Okay. You can relax. There we go. The turn actually ticks over. And here we go. All right. Turn 635. And no catastrophes have happened. So it's a good place to stop. Until next time.